We are back with Weapon Review Wednesday. And today, we shall be talking about the most annoying weapon in the game. Yes, it's the Vector. The reason this gun is annoying is because it is only good in one area, but in that one area, it's the best in the game. But let's save the explanations for later. For now, let's look at the stats. Firstly, it has a damage of 11 per bullet. After doing the math, I learnt that Vector always takes 6 shots to kill someone at point-blank range, unless express ammo is used. But for this gun specifically, damage doesn't matter too much. That's because it has an absurdly high fire rate of just 67 ms. The fastest firing gun in the game, only matched by the P50. Bro, just look at how fast this is. Because of this, the Vector is a beast in close-range combat. However, it's dragged down by 2 of its other stats. In most guns, a high accuracy is ideal. But for the Vector, a low accuracy would make it much harder to counter since you can't dodge an inaccurate gun. I know, it sounds weird, but that's how it is. The next and most detrimental downside is its low magazine size. It can only shoot 20 bullets at one time and has only 100 ammo in total. 20 bullets per magazine isn't too bad. If you're skilled enough, it's just enough to kill 2 people. But you can't really get any more than 2 kills per magazine. But having only 100 bullets in total is extremely bad. You only get to fire 6 full rounds of a Vector before having to recharge. I get the Vector is pretty broken, but that just makes no sense. As someone who has only 8 kills with the Vector, I'm not exactly qualified to determine the best loadout for it. But the one I'm about to show you actually helped me get quite a lot of kills in the first game I played with it. The problem with the Vector is its ammo. You will run out so easily that you'd have to depend on your secondary weapon much more than usual. Because of this, I think the Vector actually works better as a side weapon. And that's why I chose Overkill. And for my main weapon, I went with the heavy sniper since it's my best weapon. As usual, explosives don't really matter and you'll want ammo pack for your special. And for the last perk, there are quite a few options. The first and weakest one is quick hands to switch extremely fast between your 2 weapons. But usually you'd only need to switch to your Vector quickly, and it's already quite fast. Next is kill regen. I usually say this is a necessary perk, but this loadout isn't really meant for high kill games, which is usually the reason you'd pick kill regen. It's still one of the best perks you could choose, but this time, it's not as important. Third is extended magazines. Extended magazines work very well against crowds, and is especially good for the Vector. And lastly, quick reload is also pretty good, but the reload time isn't that slow that it needs a boost. I'll be using extended magazines because I don't trust myself enough not to waste the 20 bullets. But if you don't want to use extended magazines, kill regen is the way to go. Other perks you could use include express ammo or under pressure if you're using assault rifles as your main. With our loadout done, we can now play a game, but let's first go over the downsides of both the Vector and this loadout. The Vector is undeniably the best gun for close-range combat. But that comes with a cost. It's completely shit at mid to long range. Along with its extremely low ammo, there is no secondary weapon that goes that well with the Vector. We have already partially solved these downsides by using the heavy sniper with the Vector, but there's no denying that there are problems with this loadout as well. It's mostly to do with the perks. Since I'm not using kill regen, would have to adopt a more passive playstyle, and try to avoid close-range fights with more than one person. But if I somehow get caught off guard in a building, for example, I'm left vulnerable even if I kill my enemy. But if I switched extended magazines out for kill regen, would have even less of an advantage in close-range fights. If you're skilled enough, this shouldn't be much of an issue, but it's still a downside nonetheless. That pretty much sums it up. Let's head right into the first game I played with this weapon. So my first game will be in Heist. Not a great map for either the Vector or Sniper, but good enough for me. First lesson learnt, don't charge without a plan. Second lesson learnt, don't be stupid. Not related to the Vector at all, but check out this cool dodge.
Yeah, boy.
Now here's a situation where the Vector dominates. The combination of the Sniper's damage and Vector's killing speed is very deadly. I used up the whole magazine here. I guess it's a lesson learned to conserve the Vector's bullets even if you have extended magazines. Luckily, I learned my lesson for the next time. It's also a good time to say this loadout is brain dead, so whenever more than one guy gets near you, spam the hell out of this weapon. When you're entering roofs, always have your Vector ready. I had my Sniper out here so I couldn't even kill one of them in time. That's pretty much all there was to this match. The rest of them were Sniper kills, but this video is about the Vector, so I omitted them. It may have been my first time using the Vector, but the fact that I only got a few Vector kills just shows that the Vector is very situational and not that versatile. But now that we've seen how well it can do, let's rate it. Starting with mobility as usual, I'm actually giving the Vector a 10 out of 10. Its switching time, reload time and speed while holding are all extremely fast. Heck, even its killing speed is fast. I don't think anyone can complain about this rating. For range however, it's gonna get a 1 out of 10. While it is the best weapon for close range, that's due to the nature of close range combat being extremely fast-paced. If you don't aim properly, the Vector isn't as good as other close range weapons. For ease of use, it gets a high 8.5 out of 10. It's a brain-dead weapon, meaning you don't need to have that much skill to be good at it. But the Vector does need you to gauge the distance between you and the target and determine whether they're in range. As for versatility, the Vector sadly gets a 3 out of 10. If you're good enough, you can deal with about 3 people at once with the Vector. But its ammo just makes it impossible to deal with large crowds. It is hopeless in chasing people too. Close-range weapons tend to not have much versatility, but the Vector specifically has much lesser. Lastly, the Vector gets an 8 out of 10 for fun. It's clear that beginners or intermediate players will find this gun fun. But advanced players tend to rely more on tactics than brain-dead spam, which is what the Vector is all about. This gives it a total rating of 30.5 out of 50, which places it slightly above the M249, but one place short of reaching the top 3. Well, that's all for today's review. I hope you guys have enjoyed or found this video useful. If you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, comment down what gun you want me to do, I'll put it on my priority list. Stay cool, peace out.